Okay, I think we are moving toward opinion thing here. It's not necessary, जरूरी नहीं होता कि हमेशा adjectives वाला part ही opinion हो. Sometimes the opinion can come without adjectives also. We'll see for that. Let's move forward. Now summary, relevance. दो चीजों पे summary की marking होती है बेटे. There are only two criteria. Number one, there are only two criteria. Number one is relevance, and second is coherence. Other than relevance and coherence, there is not any other criteria for summary marking. Summary की marking सिर्फ दो criteria पे होगी, that is relevance and coherence. That's it. नहीं मतलब चीजों की डिस्क्रिप्शन ओपिनियन नहीं हो सकती. उस डिस्क्रिप्शन में अगर राइटर का पर्सनल व्यू इन्वॉल्व हो जाएगा तो ओपिनियन होगा. I'll be doing that. YouTube पे अपलोड करेंगे. Okay. Now see what is relevance. Relevance means no unnecessary examples of text must be included. Expression of main points only. Very important part. Very important thing. No unnecessary examples of text must be included. That means कि जो आप लिख रहे हैं उसमें examples नहीं हो, exemplifications नहीं हो, specifications नहीं हो. That is count as a summary. Exactly Sumit, you are right. So now here summary के अंदर relevance रखनी है. अब relevance के लिए एक बात समझो कि relevance means जो topic से relevant points हैं सिर्फ वो points include हो. बेटे can you please hold, all of you can please hold your questions for a while so that I can explain this, because when the windows pop up I got a bit disturbed and I lose the point here. Malik, just listen for a while. थोड़ा सा अगर ठहर के सुनोगे ना तो idea हो जाएगा कि what I'm saying here. Relevance and coherence, 2 points are there. Okay, now see. Maybe there are other guys, other students too. Okay. No unnecessary examples of text must be included. जैसे हमने ऊपर डिस्कस किया है, we have already discussed what is an unnecessary example. वो include नहीं करनी summary में, that is the relevance point. And stylish use of linking devices. Linking devices use करेंगे moreover, furthermore, and also nevertheless, however. And these kind of stylish linking devices, obviously, you guys have been studying in schools or teachers ने आपको बताया होंगी चीजें, तो you know all these things, ना? So we can use those things because this is something that a student learns from almost after the 7th grade. Use of language is not necessary criteria. For example, when writing a summary, making a content, converting the points into your own language, making complex sentences or compound sentences. अगर ये सब कुछ करते वक्त कहीं पर ग्रामर थोड़ी लेसन हो जाती है, ग्रामेटिकल मिस्टेक हो जाती है, तो वो ग्रामेटिकल मिस्टेक कोई असेसमेंट ऑब्जेक्टिव नहीं है. You will not be marked for that. Means reduction of marks नहीं होगी on grammatical mistakes. बेटे यशा, ये कोई मतलब दिस इज नॉट समथिंग बीइंग टोल्ड बाय द एग्जामिनर कि 6 कंजंक्शंस डाल दो या 7 डाल दो या 8 डाल दो, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. फॉर देखो बेटा, अपने एक ऐसा पीस प्रोड्यूस किया राइटिंग का जहां पर फ्लो ऑफ आइडियाज बिल्कुल बेहतरीन है, इज गुड, रेलेवेंस है, कोहेरेंस है, और इन दैट आइडिया, इन दैट पीस ऑफ राइटिंग यू जस्ट रोट 2 कनेक्टिव्स, क्योंकि इसके अलावा जगह ही नहीं बन रही थी, तो एग्जामिनर पूरे मार्क्स देगा. डिपेंड करता है कि जगह बन भी रही है कनेक्टिव्स के, नहीं बन रही. बहुत ज्यादा इसलिए आती है कि मैं ऊपर भी एक्सप्लेन करके आया हूँ कि बहुत ज्यादा उस वक्त उस सूरत में आपकी कंटेंट मतलब आपके कंजंक्शंस बहुत ज्यादा हो जाएंगे, आप हर चीज के बाद एक कंटेंट डाल रहे होगे, हर चीज के बाद एक कंटेंट डाल रहे होगे, हर पॉइंट के बाद यू आर पुटिंग अ कंटेंट देयर, तो ऑब्वियसली इन दैट केस वो ज्यादा तो होंगी. तो इस चीज को थोड़ा सा केयरफुल, यू नीड टू बी लिटिल केयरफुल अबाउट दैट. ओके, anyone if any of your friends are coming in the waiting room, ask them to come by their own name, or otherwise I cannot I cannot allow them. Okay, should we move forward? Moving forward guys, here extension of the main points must be excluded. It spoils response. एक्सटेंशन क्या है ऊपर मैं आपको बताकर आया हूँ कि जो हो सकता है कि देयर इज अ सेंटेंस इन अ पैसेज जो कंप्लीट कंटेंट पॉइंट ना हो, उसका सिर्फ कुछ पार्ट कंटेंट पॉइंट हो, तो उस पार्ट को ही आपने मेंशन करना है, नॉट द होल सेंटेंस. ओके, वेल ऑर्गेनाइज्ड पीस ऑफ राइटिंग, ऑब्वियसली व्हेन यू आर पुटिंग रेलेवेंस एंड कोहेरेंस तो आपकी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन सेट होगी. मिथ ऑफ ओन वर्ड्स, आई हैव ऑलरेडी एक्सप्लेन यू हाउ द ओन वर्ड थिंग गोज ऑन. ओन वर्ड्स के बारे में आइडिया क्या है एक्चुअली और लोग क्या समझते हैं. मोस्ट ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स, इवन द स्टूडेंट्स दैट आई हैव टॉट, आई थिंक कि शायद सिर्फ वर्ड्स को चेंज कर देना ओन वर्ड से, Just changing the words does not count as an own word thing, but also changing the structure of the sentences would be add up as an own word thing here. So any questions regarding this? If not, then we can move forward, because now we are moving forward towards the messages from the principal examiner, as we discussed last time too. Sumit, extension का मतलब मैंने अभी explain किया था ऊपर when I was explaining the summary and content point. कि point के साथ अगर कोई ऐसी बात लिखी बेटे that is something not relevant to the main keyword, जो main keyword से relevant नहीं है, तो उस वाली बात को काटना है, उस part of the sentence को avoid करना है और सिर्फ content point का part लिखना है. This is content point, Sumit. Okay. Any other question, guys? Or is everything fine? Okay, just give a thumb up if you are done, if you're okay with everything that I have told you. Okay, good, nice. Okay, very nice. और जो मजीद क्वेश्चन है बेटे वो भी क्लियर हो जाएंगे जब हम प्रिंसिपल एग्जामिनर्स मैसेज पढ़ेंगे for the part report here. You know guys, last time जब हमने प्रिंसिपल एग्जामिनर रिपोर्ट की थी, that was really very helpful. So same way इस बार भी इंशाल्लाह this will be helpful to you all. Daniel, I'll be sharing all this video on the YouTube channel soon, like today, after the workshop. Okay, message from the principal examiner. And I'll also be in the group that we have, tomorrow workshop group hai, usme bhi I'll be sharing all of these files. Like I'll be making one file, one PDF file of all this workshop, and I'll be sending all these slides in the group. The 36 is good, but not much. Adil, just send me your number on WhatsApp. I'll be adding you in the workshop group. I have been sharing all the important material over there. This is my number. Okay, moving forward, because we don't have much time, guys, just focus on these points. Leave everything else, just focus on these points now. Moving forward. In responding to question 1, अब देखो examiner क्या कह रहा है about the papers that students are solving. Examiner का क्या कहना है, उसका क्या view है? Let's see that view too. In responding to question 1A, candidates should note that 12 marks are available for points identified, indicative of the number of possible points which should be included. By including a number of points which equates to or near to the number of marks, they will not only score more highly in question 1, but also have adequate notes on which to base their summary in question 1B. Iska matlab, the more you can write, the more you can score. Quite easy. Simple meaning ye is baat ki. In question 1B, there should be a focus on clear expression. B means B is the summary point, guys. B wala jo part was summary part hai. This will ensure a well-organized piece of writing. This will ensure a well-organized piece of writing which is easy to follow. Linking words to frequently included but not always used. अब देखो ये मसला होता है स्टूडेंट्स का बेटे. But not always used in a logical and sensible way. यानी linking words तो डाल दिए हैं, लेकिन linking words उन जगह पर नहीं डाले जाने चाहिए. Just because some teacher from the school said कि जी आपकी समरी में linking words होने चाहिए, तो हमने भर-भर के linking words डाल दिए. भले उनकी स्पेस नहीं बन रही, उनकी जगह नहीं बन रही आइडिया में, लेकिन हम linking words डालेंगे क्योंकि हमारे टीचर ने कहा था, क्योंकि सर फाइज ने कहा था. ऐसा नहीं है. लिंकिंग वर्ड्स जहां पर सुटेबल हैं वहां डालने, वरना नहीं डालने. As candidate's response to this question is marked for relevance and coherence. The examiner is saying itself, guys, relevance and coherence, only two things. Regular practice in fluent and coherent writing is recommended. This will help to ensure the appropriate use of connectors such as moreover, therefore, nevertheless, and so on, as well as their accurate positioning in a sentence. यानी सिर्फ कनेक्टिव यूज करना ही काफी नहीं है, उसकी पोजीशनिंग भी मैटर करती है सेंटेंस में. If the position of the connective is not okay, तो obviously you will be losing the overall idea. Overall idea weaken हो जाएगा. Okay, moving forward. Words and phrases which are not standard English. Not standard English. For example, more so, adding on, additionally, यानी कि additionally actual word था, लेकिन additionally use करने के बजाय you have used these words. These are non-standard words, should be avoided. You have to avoid these words. Okay, guys, moving forward. Moving forward here, although own words were used to be used, very important point, own words to be used as far as possible, there was no compulsion to do so. No compulsion means own words use करने की कहा है, लेकिन लाजमी नहीं है कि आप own words use करेंगे. This is not something very necessary to use your own words. यानी अगर own words use नहीं कर रहे तो भी okay है, लेकिन idea relevant और coherent होना चाहिए. That's it. Many candidates successfully choose to select relevant selection of text, linking them with series of adverbial connectives. Adverbial connectives, not conjunctions, such as moreover, furthermore, and additionally. Used accurately, these and other words were useful in synthesizing information in the summary. वही बात जो हमने कही है यहाँ पर अब आपको एग्जामिनर के वर्ड्स में दिख गई हैं. So I thought कि अब वो सारी confusion काफी clear हो चुके होंगे. Is it okay? More on summary. The use of candidates' own words in question 1 while not essential to the task. Not essential to the task. Using own words not essential to the task यानी summary में हर बार own words use करना जरूरी नहीं है, सारे own words use करना जरूरी नहीं है. अगर आपको लगता है कि कोई content point मैं convert कर दूंगा और convert करने के बाद इसकी real meaning खराब हो जाएगी, spoil हो जाएगा response, so don't change that. I'm repeating again, do not change that. अगर लग रहा है कि content point अपनी real meaning lost कर देगा, in that case refrain from it, avoid that. Okay, now candidates are advised to that piecing together bits of text linked not always appropriately but adverbial connectives may result in summary which is not easy to follow. Now it is saying कि अगर आपने जबरदस्ती connectives लगाए तो कभी-कभी summary मुश्किल हो जाएगी. Response to question 2 revealed that some candidates do not recognize the difference between fact and opinion. Further practicing and differentiating between the two would therefore be an advantage. A small minority of candidates offered their own opinions. ये problem भी होती है. Students को लगता है कि उन्हें अपना खुद का opinion लिखना है about the passage, about the paragraph. For example, उसने कहा कि जी give one opinion from paragraph A, paragraph 1, तो उन्होंने अपनी तरफ से जो उन्हें लगा their personal opinion वो लिख दिया. That is wrong. अगर किसी को ऐसा लगता है तो that is completely wrong, guys. Don't do that. I'll be reading all the questions when I'm completing this. Usually on the contents of the paragraph to which they are directed. Complete line, एक line होगी, a piece of sentence होगा, that would be regarded as an opinion. Once identified, these opinions could be copied directly from the text or put into the candidate's own words. यानी कि opinion में आप own words भी use कर सकते हैं, no issue. Okay, now in other case, was it acceptable to include or any excess wording which blurred the precise opinion? लेकिन अगर ओपिनियन के साथ कोई ऐसी वर्डिंग डाल दी जो कि फैक्चुअल है, जो ओपिनियन नहीं काउंट होगा, इन दैट केस वो ब्लर्ड हो जाएगा एंड ब्लर्ड ओपिनियन मींस 0 मार्क्स. तो ओपिनियन में भी कंटेंट पॉइंट की तरह वी हैव टू बी अ लिटिल स्पेसिफिक. For question 2, candidates would benefit from practicing in identifying subjective words. As I have told you about opinion, subjective words follow करने which point to opinions rather than to facts, and in avoiding spoiling a correct response by straying into further areas of the text which are factual. There are many issues this session with marks being lost because of candidates having identified a correct opinion. यानी कि मार्क्स ज्यादा वहां पर गए स्टूडेंट्स के जहां पर उन्होंने करेक्ट ओपिनियन तो निकाल लिया, बट करेक्ट ओपिनियन के साथ उन्होंने रेस्पॉन्स खराब कर लिया कुछ एक्सेसिव इंफॉर्मेशन डाल के जो फैक्चुअल थी. So be specific for the opinions too. सिर्फ ओपिनियन वाले वर्ड्स लिखने हैं, ओपिनियन वाले वर्ड्स के अलावा कोई वर्ड नहीं लिखना. एक्स्ट्रा एक्सेसिव एरियाज में नहीं जाना हमें पैसेज के. Is it okay, guys? Okay, now I'll be going to the questions here because we are moving towards passage 2. Okay, I'll be taking the questions. Are we allowed? Snan is saying that no, Asnan, when the parts are different, you have to keep it different. You have to keep it distinct. Okay, Raza is saying There is no any criteria for good vocab, Raza. There is no criteria of good vocab, and there is no such word like good vocab. There is a word appropriate vocab. Appropriate means that when the vocab right place is used on the right vocab is used in the right place, that is what we call an appropriate usage of vocabulary. When the right word is used in the right place. Okay. Yes, Krishna. You're right. Adil is saying, sir, can you please? Yes, I will be sharing that, Adil, in the group. नूर बिल्कुल लिख सकते, पैसेज से लिखना है. Okay. Muzaffar, that not be possible because obviously the EV is going on. There's a lot of personal work to do too. But I'm just because I've just promised for this workshop, passage two workshop. That's why I'm dedicating my time here. Because checking the paper would be very difficult to do. Daniel, don't need to go for a separate pen. Do use the one pen. That's fine. No, Adil, I cannot do that. We'll be moving in sequence. Sorry, here we can't do that. Yes, Fatik, anywhere that is useful. Okay, Abdullah. Writing in incorrect points are not a problem. मैंने Abdullah in my last workshop मैंने ये भी उस वक्त भी डिस्कस किया था कि examiner marks deduction approach पे काम नहीं करता. The examiner works on marks awarding approach. और marks awarding approach ये होती है कि वो overall idea देखेगा. अगर overall idea में irrelevancy पैदा नहीं हो रही, so he will give you full marks. लेकिन अगर आपके wrong content points से overall idea में irrelevancy पैदा होती है, then the marks will be deducted. Quite simple. Because whole summary will be judged on relevancy and coherency. Relevance and coherence. Okay, Abdullah. Thank you. I think so. The questions are over here, and we are moving towards. Ashara, we are going towards that. But I'll be telling you about this. Don't worry. I'm passage 2 पर जा रहे हैं. We are moving towards passage 2. Okay. Now moving towards reading for meaning. Passage 2. Guys, first things first. ये बात समझ लो कि दो तरह के क्वेश्चंस हमारे पास. There are two kinds of questions that we have. First question is literal question. First type of question we have is are literal questions in which we have to understand the explicit meaning. In literal questions, you have to get the explicit meanings and answer your question. That's it. Explicit meaning means something that you can find on surface. On surface, you need not to go in depth. You need not to analyze or interpret the idea of the text. You just need to take up and put it there. Lift ups, yes, lift ups are allowed in literal questions. Literal question means जिसके अंदर आपको ऐसी information ढूंढने की कहा जाए जो आपको on a surface level passage मिल जाए. You need not to go in depth to the passage. That is called literal question. Whereas inferential questions are the question that you to go into depth. A little depth is needed. That means you need to analyze, you need to interpret, and obviously with that you need to infer the answer. सामने words में lines में नहीं लिखा होगा answer. You have to go a little deep down to have your answer. You have to read it between the words. Obviously you have done whole O3, you have been taught that. Yes, Taha. Just hold your questions now. Hold your questions now. Obviously, literal questions may lift ups are allowed. You can do the lift ups, but when it talks for inferential questions, so no lift ups. No lift ups. Lift ups are not allowed. Okay, in inferential questions, lift ups are not allowed, not at all. Okay, lift ups inferential question, because inferential question asks you to go for implicit meaning, in depth meaning. Implicit means in depth. You have to analyze, you have to interpret, and you have to infer the answer to the question. by going a little in depth, and need to tell the attitudes too with that, attitudes of the character and attitudes of the writer towards the character. हाँ एग्जैक्टली फिर यही मसला आएगा कि हम पहचाने कैसे पैसेज में कि कौन सा क्वेश्चन एक्सप्लिसिट मीनिंग क्वेश्चन है यानी कि लिटरल क्वेश्चन है और कौन सा क्वेश्चन हमारे पास इन्फ्रेंशियल क्वेश्चंस है। तो उसके लिए कुछ साइन पोस्ट होते हैं, कुछ क्लूज होते हैं, जिनसे पता चल जाता है कि जी दिस इज एन इन्फ्रेंशियल क्वेश्चन और इसमें मैं ओन वर्ड्स यूज करूंगा, इसमें मैं लिफ्ट अप नहीं करूंगा, आई विल बी यूजिंग माय ओन वर्ड्स। वो कैसे पता चलते हैं, वो कौन से होते हैं बेटा, वो ये होते हैं। I have made it easier by putting the clues here. This is the most I can do, guys. इतने कम वक्त में यही मुमकिन है, यही पॉसिबल है। मैंने यहाँ पर वो सारे वर्ड्स लिस्ट अप कर दिए हैं। That will be counted as the inferential question. यानी जब भी inferential question आएगा, तो inferential questions में you will be having all of these words. The question will be having these phrases. The question will start from these phrases. Yes, Hashim, you can do that. Okay, and Aisha is asking exactly Aisha, exactly मेरा बच्चा, very nice, very good बेटे। and इसका मतलब कैसे पता चलेगा, मतलब जी बेटे हाशिम भी आर डिस्कसिंग दैट, उसी को डिस्कस कर रहा हूँ, इसलिए मैंने ये पोस्ट यहाँ पर लिखे हैं, साइन पोस्ट क्लूज। ओके एंड Faiza is saying, sir, can you use your own words right now? So obviously, Faiza, you can always use your own words. There is no any limitation to use your own words. But जब inferential question होगा तो उसमें तो compulsory है, it's a compulsion, it's mandatory that you should use your own words. Jazib, it's quite easy. Explicit meanings वो meanings होती हैं जो X means out, तो outer level पे सिर्फ पैसेज को read करके जो आपको आंसर मिल जाए by just simple reading, वो explicit meaning है। इस meaning के लिए आपको थोड़ा सा एनालाइज करना पड़े आंसर को, इन डेप्थ जाना पड़े आंसर के लिए। फॉर एग्जांपल अगर आपको पैसेज याद हो, कैन यू प्लीज जस्ट होल्ड द क्वेश्चंस फॉर अ व्हाइल गाइस, मैं क्वेश्चंस अभी अभी ऑन करता हूं। फॉर एग्जांपल बिकॉज़ जाजिब्स क्वेश्चन इज रियली इंपॉर्टेंट, अगर आपको याद हो देयर वाज वंस अ क्वेश्चन, देयर वाज अ पैसेज नेम्ड एमा। एमा के नाम से एक पैसेज था और उस पैसेज में लास्ट क्वेश्चन था कि who you think is in the cupboard and why he was knocking on the cupboard door, who's locked in the cupboard and why who is in the cupboard and why he was knocking on the door। अब ये क्वेश्चन था, ये एक इम्प्लिसिट क्वेश्चन है बिकॉज इसका आंसर डायरेक्टली नहीं लिखा हुआ टेक्स्ट में, लेकिन जब तुम टेक्स्ट पढ़ोगे और टेक्स्ट पढ़ते हुए नीचे तक आओगे तो तुम्हें आइडिया हो जाएगा कि देयर इज सम थीफ इन द कबर्ड डोर एंड ही इज नॉकिंग बिकॉज ही इज लॉक्ड। अब ये आंसर एग्जैक्टली इन वर्ड्स में, इन सेम वर्ड्स में, पैसेज में नहीं गिवन, लेकिन पैसेज से इसका आंसर निकाला जा सकता है। दैट इज वेरी पॉसिबल। दिस इज कॉल्ड इम्प्लिसिट मीनिंग क्वेश्चन आंसर। इज इट क्लियर? बिल्कुल ज़्यादा मीनिंग इन इफेक्ट भी टिप देंगे, सारी चीजें करेंगे, डोंट वरी। बिल्कुल हालात लिख सकते हैं ऑब्वियसली। अब ऑलवेज ऑलवेज बेटे वेट नूर, ऑलवेज हमेशा आपने अपने ओन वर्ड यूज करने व्हेन इट कम्स टू इन्फ्रेंशियल क्वेश्चन। ओके कृष्णा, yes exactly Krishna, who put the hand on the, very nice Krishna, who put a hand on the on Nizam's shoulder was one of the example of inferential question। Yes, very nice, exactly Uzaifa, the answer was nice, good। Okay Nazir, you're welcome। Oh, that is wrong, Arup, that is very wrong if you thought that। Obviously sometimes the analysis goes wrong because when the students have no idea about the inferential question thing, तो वो तो ऑब्वियसली यही करेंगे ना क्योंकि उनको आइडिया नहीं है कि इन्फ्रेंशियल क्वेश्चन क्या होता है। स्टिल some people think that way कि जी इन्फ्रेंशियल क्वेश्चंस अभी भी इंट्रोड्यूस नहीं करवाए जाते स्टूडेंट्स को, दैट इज नॉट नाइस बिकॉज आफ्टर 2018 there are a lot of inferential questions coming in the paper। yes Mohit, I'll do that। Arub, how to do that is only by reading properly by the passage। Arub, this is the only way to do that। Okay guys, we don't have much time, we are moving forward। So why do you think, suggest a reason, why might, what possible explanation is there for, in what way could it be thought These are all the examples. And how can you tell that अगर इस तरह के expressions passage में आते हैं, that means this is an inferential question. Okay, the meeting is getting over, the time is up, so I'll be starting the meeting again. All of you must join again. Okay, I'm just winding it up here, and after that we'll be moving towards the passage, Kevin, that I have sent you already, and we'll be discussing. If those of you who have solved this passage today, they will be in really nice place, and those who haven't solved it before the discussion of ours here, they'll be staying in hot waters. I can't say anything about that. I'm just winding up the meeting here and starting it again. So join again, and we'll start with the question types in a real passage, in a real CIA passage. Yes, we'll be discussing everything. The Aslan, I'm just winding up it here so that you can join again.